It is the calm before the storm. A 16th century merchant ship cuts through the Mediterranean, its sails full in the brisk sea wind. On board, the crew, a mixture of seasoned sailors and eager young men, are abuzz with tales of distant lands and dreams of prosperity. Each man is bound by a common desire for adventure and wealth, oblivious to the darker forces at play. On the horizon, the feared Barbary corsairs, pirates known for their ruthlessness in seizing ships and enslaving crews, lurk as a menacing threat. Though whispered about in hushed, anxious tones, the reality of these predators has yet to touch the crew. The setting sun casts a golden glow, misleadingly serene, as a quiet tension begins to build, foreshadowing the imminent peril that threatens their voyage. Without warning, the tranquility of the sea is shattered by the thunderous approach of Barbary pirate ships. Their dark sails loom large as they swiftly close in on the unsuspecting merchant vessel. Panic grips the crew as grappling hooks fly, securing the ships together with a jarring clang. Pirates swarm aboard, their cries fierce and their swords gleaming with menace. The deck becomes a chaotic battleground. Screams of terror and the clash of steel fill the air. The crew fights desperately, but is overwhelmed by the pirates' ruthless efficiency. As the battle dies down, the surviving crew members are bound and forced onto the pirate ship, their fate uncertain, leaving their plundered vessel in eerie silence. The captured crew awakens to the harsh clang of metal and the stench of despair within the grim walls of Algiers' slave pens. Chained and disoriented, they face the cruel reality of their new existence far from the freedom of the sea. Their captors, hardened by countless such raids, show little regard for human dignity, subjecting them to brutal beatings and grueling labor. The pens are crowded with captives from across Europe, each sharing tales of shattered dreams and lost homes. Amidst this bleak panorama, historical figures emerge, resilient slaves who whisper of rebellion and leaders who coldly calculate their human spoils. Day by day, the captured sailors grapple with the crushing weight of captivity and the fading hope of freedom. The impact of the Barbary slave trade tears through the hearts of families across Europe as ransom letters arrive, demanding exorbitant sums for the return of loved ones. The letters, written with a cruel formality, bring waves of despair and urgency. In affluent homes, gold is gathered swiftly, a painful but bearable sacrifice for the sake of a family member's freedom. In less fortunate households, the news triggers frantic efforts to collect funds, selling possessions, begging for loans, prayers whispered in dimly lit rooms. The disparity in fates becomes painfully clear. While some captives embrace tearful reunions, others face the grim prospect of indefinite slavery, their hopes dimming as days turn into years. In the heart of Algiers, the captured crew is thrust into a world where conflicting cultures and religions meet. The captives, from diverse European backgrounds, are forced to navigate the complexities of their new reality under the dominion of the Barbary corsairs. Some are coerced into converting to Islam under the threat of harsher penalties, while others are sold into domestic servitude or backbreaking labor. Through the eyes of key characters, a defiant young sailor and a compassionate pirate overseer, the narrative explores the human aspects of this cultural collision. Amidst the struggle, moments of understanding flicker, suggesting that even in such harsh conditions, common ground can be found, albeit fleetingly. The desperation of captivity breeds daring escape attempts among the enslaved crew. Under the cover of darkness, a small group of captives plots their flight, driven by memories of home and the unbearable weight of their chains. Their plan is perilous, involving stealthy movements past sleeping guards and a risky swim to a stolen boat. The escape is fraught with tension. Every soft footstep and whispered breath could spell recapture or worse. As dawn breaks, the bid for freedom culminates in both triumphant escapes and heart-wrenching failures. Those recaptured face severe punishment, a grim reminder of the pirates' control, while the successful few navigate the treacherous waters back to a world they once knew. In response to the escalating threat of the Barbary pirates, Western nations finally act. The United States, Britain, and France, troubled by the loss of their citizens and the disruption of trade, assemble powerful fleets. These armadas, symbols of burgeoning national resolve, sail towards the Barbary coast with orders to confront the pirate menace. Sea battles erupt off the shores of North Africa, showcasing the might of Western naval technology and strategy. The engagements are fierce, with cannon fire echoing across the waves, marking the first major victories against the Barbary states. Meanwhile, on land, diplomatic and military maneuvers aim to undermine the pirates' power, signaling a turning point in the long struggle against Barbary dominance. As the conflict with the Barbary pirates intensifies, the toll on all sides becomes devastatingly clear. The battles, though successful, leave trails of destruction. Sunk ships, devastated coastal outposts, and countless lives lost. European nations grapple with the economic strain as massive ransoms continue to drain their treasuries, prompting heated debates over the morality of paying for peace. Amidst the turmoil, the human cost mounts, with tales of heroism and sacrifice overshadowed by the grim realities of war. Families are torn apart, and communities reel under the impact, forcing leaders to confront the moral dilemmas of their decisions. The struggle redefines the values and priorities of nations caught in the merciless grip of conflict. The decisive phase of the conflict unfolds as the United States and European navies launch a series of coordinated military campaigns against the Barbary states. This concerted effort, known as the Barbary Wars, showcases a determined resolve to end the pirate menace. Naval engagements are fierce and strategic, with the Western powers employing superior tactics and firepower. Heroic acts abound as sailors and Marines fight not just for national interest, but for the freedom of countless captives. The tide turns decisively as key Barbary strongholds fall, signaling the collapse of pirate dominance. The victories are bittersweet, however, tempered by the heavy losses of life and the extensive devastation inflicted on both sides. The long battle against the Barbary pirates concludes with the dismantling of their slave trade networks and the banning of their predatory practices. The resolution brings mixed emotions, relief and satisfaction mixed with grief and reflection. Key figures who survived the ordeal, both captives and combatants, slowly rebuild their lives, their fates a testament to their resilience and the human spirit. The legacy of this conflict is complex, highlighting both the capacity for human cruelty and the potential for redemption. As nations reflect on what was gained and lost, they contemplate the lessons learned, the importance of unity in confronting tyranny, and the enduring value of human freedom.